Hola amigos! I'm really gonna miss saying that when I'm not in Mexico. I wanted to jump in and share a story, well the story of my second breathwork at the breathwork facilitator training, because for me it was one of the most powerful, and it's actually something that I've always really wanted to experience. So for a very long time, you know, all of the breathwork journeys that I had done before this one, which was about 7 or 8, were all very much in my body. I'm a real kind of body person, and I usually in my journeys I'd move around a lot, I'd do a whole lot of stuff, and I would tap into the emotion and the energy that was stored in the tissue, in the soma of my body, and through movement and sound and breath was able to release and move a lot of that. However, by the time I'd done like 7 or 8 breathworks, they're all about getting all the trauma out of my body, more or less, I'd gotten most of it, you know, I'd been pretty thorough and I was feeling pretty good. Until I go and collect more trauma. But one thing that I'd always really wanted to do was to just have like a really beautiful visionary experience. So a lot of people, and my beautiful partner Midnight included, most of their breathwork journeys, they might not move at all, they might just kind of stay there still and breathing, and they would come out of it and they would tell me about the most incredible things that they'd done, living past lives, turning into a dragon, fighting gladiators, whatever, but they would live these experiences, or even, you know, turning into a wolf and dancing through the sky and the stars. And for me, that always just sounded so incredible and wonderful and almost unfathomable. Like for me, I would not see anything, I would express myself, make a whole lot of sound, and heal some part of my history. And to me, like, obviously that's awesome and really, really useful and powerful, and I'm really grateful for every single one of those. But I kind of wanted to turn into a wolf and dance through the stars. That just sounded really cool. And so I felt like kind of for a while that I was missing out on that experience. But eventually, through the breathwork process, I was able to just let go of that expectation, accept whatever comes to me, and just be open for anything. Until one day, the second breathwork that we did, before that, I saw a little hummingbird. And as I've already mentioned, the hummingbird is a symbol of magic, and magic coming into your life. And I saw that beforehand. I lay down, I closed my eyes to breathe, and my co-journeyer told me to just sink into the void. And that's where I might be able to experience visions from. So I closed my eyes, and the instructions sink into the void really made sense to me. And I just floated into some nothingness while I was breathing. And then the hummingbird appeared to me, and it was so beautiful. I'm pretty sure I started crying immediately. I was so overwhelmed and touched to finally be seeing a vision. And part of me was like, I'm doing it, Mom! And then I just kept breathing. I was crying and crying, so grateful, and the hummingbird appeared and it took me on this journey, and I followed it in my mind, or you know, I followed it in my shamanic journey. And then a black panther appeared and was really low to the ground and was walking with me. And the hummingbird was excitement, it was magic, and the panther was like, I'm safe. It was like my protector, and I felt really secure and truly just so, I was crying so much just to be having this vision and to be with these two spirit guides was so beautiful and powerful to me. And I arrived at a pyramid, and I had the hummingbird, the panther there, and I was in Egypt. And this is when I felt like a really strong call that in future, in 2020, some of my next steps, it's time for me to go to Egypt to visit the Great Pyramids. And overall, I am so okay with living my life and deciding my future based on visions. This is how I want to live. That is perfect for me. And the calling felt so strong. Like, I know that I must go to Egypt now. I have no question of that. I was on this pyramid in Egypt, and there was a huge deep abyss, a really just a gateway that was just pure black. That was a void, and it was kind of calling me. Before I wanted to go down there, I noticed that there was like, I was on Egypt, I was on the pyramid, but I was also therefore on Earth, and I saw a ring of people all around the whole planet. Maybe it was all the people on Earth, or maybe it was just a lot of them, I don't know, but they were linked arm in arm in a ring, like Saturn's ring around Earth, and from shooting out of them was like green and yellow energy that was coming to an apex at the top of the Earth. And again, I was so moved and touched to be experiencing this vision, to be seeing this and feeling this. It was so beautiful, and it's something that I'd always wanted to be able to do. And it may not mean much to you or anyone, it may just seem like I'm making things up, but truly I wasn't inventing this. This wasn't me thinking, ooh, what would be cool to see next. This was without a doubt coming to me, and it felt beautiful and really powerful. In the day before, we'd actually been doing a lot of work in this course on our shadow work, and in fact, before I did this breath work, I drew a card that said, dive into your shadow. Go deep, do the shadow work, there is light in the dark. So I went back to this like black gateway, and I was like, let's do this. It's what I'm here to do. I'm here to learn, I'm here to heal, I'm here to do the work. And I dove into this kind of abyss, and that took me straight down through the core of the planet, and I went all the way down, and it was just blackness. And there was so much sudden sadness over my entire body, every cell. I was so sad. And immediately, I knew that I wasn't experiencing the sadness of myself or of any person, because it was more sadness than a single person, I believe, could generate or hold. I realized almost immediately that I was experiencing the sadness of the planet, and that's when I felt so sad, because I felt very aware that the planet is really suffering at the moment, that we are killing the planet, and it was such a sad thing that humans are having this impact. I felt the sadness of that at like the level of the spirit of the planet, and that was hard. That was a lot, and I'm so grateful to my co-journey, our beautiful brother, Marty, Ocean Eagle. I hope you don't mind me shouting you out, but you were so beautiful, such a powerful force in guiding me in this journey. And I expressed, I was so sad, and he gave me this beautiful hug and held me, and in that I was able to find some beauty. Straight away I was able to feel and realize, the reason that I'm so sad is because I care so much. If the planet was sick and I didn't care, I wouldn't feel anything. But I felt so sad because I loved it so much. There is light in the dark. It was so beautifully sad in a poetic way. And I just sat there in that grief, held by him, crying and just holding all of this grief and anguish, but also feeling so grateful to care so deeply. And that went on for a long time. I don't know how long. Time gets a little abstract in these things. So after a while, I came and I sat up, and I can't remember specifically what happened, but I was lying there and again just feeling really sad, and then multiple people came, and I had several people hugging me and touching me and supporting me. And that made me realize that while there is all of this sadness, while the earth is so sick, while it really needs healing and saving, that I don't have to do that alone. That I have other beautiful brothers and sisters and powerful people who care and will support me and are here to heal and do the work and heal the planet too. And that support was so beautiful and so appreciated and couldn't have come at a better time. And the reason that I know all of this, this journey happened 10 or 12 days ago, but I can still tap into this in so much detail, because when we come out of Shamanic Breathwork, we create a picture which symbolizes our journey. I'm not a great artist. This is my panther. It's not a rat. But it communicates what it needs to, and so I can look at this straight away. You can see the hummingbird that guided me, the light, the ring of brothers and sisters, the pyramids, Egypt, my abyss, the grief and the sadness, and how beautiful and joyful it felt to love and care about the planet so much. This might all sound a little bit strange. There's a part of me that is almost placing some judgment on it, because it's like, okay, you had a nice vision, so what? But the reason that this is so important to me is because this changes my perspective at a core level. This work changes my core beliefs and gives me hope and a direction forward for how I can actually integrate and heal the world, and gives me more motivation and desire to do so, because I feel that I've experienced the grief and anguish that the planet is going through due to our actions. So it's not just like I saw some cool pictures. This work is deep. This work is healing, and it matters, and it has given me greater resolve. I was asking also, how do I do this? How do I heal? How do I actually, make the difference? And the answer that came through quite clearly was to keep doing what I'm doing, live connected to nature, lead by example, and share this work with others. So that's what I'm here to do. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to breathe with you soon.